Good afternoon, everyone. This afternoon, we will be talking about stylistic, drama, and performances. So this chapter provides an overview of stylistic approaches to drama and performances, highlighting methods for analyzing both text and stage presentations. So it discusses past structuralist methods concerning characters and plot, as well as critical issue related to communication and interpretation in dramatic discourse. And now, let's discuss historical approaches to drama. Historically, drama has been overlooked in literary criticism, often viewed through the lens of Aristotle's Poetics, which emphasizes characters and plots as key emotional drivers. Theoretical frameworks, particularly structuralist and Russian formalist models, have frequently prioritized plot over characters, treating characters as functional roles rather than complex individuals. It highlights how historical approaches to drama in literary criticism have often overlooked its complexity, focusing primarily on plot rather than the characters. So drama as a literary form hasn't always received as much critical attention compared to other genre like poetry or the novel. So when it has been studied, critics often lean heavily on traditional frameworks. Aristotle's Poetic has significantly shaped these perspectives, emphasizing plot and viewing characters mainly as devices that support the narrative's progression rather than as individual with psychological depth. Structuralist and Russian formalist theories emerging in 20th century further reinforce this approach by prioritizing the structure and mechanics of the narrative over character development, treating characters as functional roles with the story. Consequently, traditional literary criticism has tended to assess drama mainly through plot mechanics, missing the opportunity to explore the nuance and rich inner lives of characters. Aristotle's Poetic is one of the earliest works of literary theory, especially concerning drama. It sets the foundation for analyzing tragedy by highlighting two main elements: the plot and the characters. According to Aristotle, the plot is the most crucial aspect as it drives the emotional response in the audience, while character serves to support the plot. Structuralism and Russian formalism are two critical approaches that emerged in the 20th century. Both of them focus on the structural components of the text, often prioritizing plot over individual character development. Structuralism aims to uncover the underlying structure of a text, analyzing the relationship between elements rather than focusing on the specifics of characters' psychology. For example, in drama, characters may be seen as fulfilling certain archetypal roles or functional within the narratives, while the Russian formalism similarly emphasizes the mechanics of the narratives, and the text formals aspect treating characters more as narrative functions or devices that as fully realize people with them. As critical attention shifted in the later half of the 20th century, scholars began to recognize the importance of audience, interpretation, and relationship between performance and text, expanding the scope of dramatic criticism to include various forms of performance art. Contemporary stylistic approaches, now drama on social linguistic and cognitive theories, to address the complexities of communication and interpretation in drama, enriching the analysis of both textual and performative aspects. So, this shift in the study of drama reflects a broader evaluation in literary criticism, recognizing the dynamic interplay between narrative structure, character development, and audience engagement. By incorporating diverse theoretical perspective, critics can better analyze the richness of dramatic works and their impacts on audiences, moving beyond traditional models that may not fully capture contemporary forms of expressions. Literary criticism has historically focused more on the play text itself than on the live of performance, viewing the script as the primary object for analysis, while acknowledging the challenges posed by the variability of different productions and performances. Traditionally, literary critics have analyzed plays by concerning mainly on written text or the script rather than the live performance of the play. They treat the script as the main source of understanding the play's meaning and themes. However, they also recognize that each performance can differ significantly due to various factors like different directors, visions of actors, interpretation. This variation make it challenging to consider live performances as a stable or consistent subject for analysis. Short argues that each production represents a unique interpretation of the play. Yet he contends that analyzing the text alone is sufficient since performance elements can be inferred from the script, suggesting that understanding a play can be achieved through careful reading rather than performance observation. So, Short acknowledges that every staging of a play offers a distinct versions of interpretations because different productions bring their own perspectives to the text. Despite this, Short believes that studying only the written script is enough to grasp the play's meaning. He suggests that the script itself contains clues or indicators to about how it might be performed, such as stage direction, the tone, and characters' dialogue. Therefore, he argues that one does not need to see live performance to understand the play fully. Instead, a deep, attentive reading of the script can reveal its essential elements. The debate centers on whether analyzing a play should focus solely on its text or include multimodal elements like performance features. So, the main discussion revolves around how play should be studied. Should be analyzed, be limited to the written script, or should it also consider the various aspects of a live performances, like the visual and auditory features? So the term multimodal elements refers to the different modes of communication beyond just the words in the text, such as movement, facial expressions, lighting, and the sound. So Short believes that focusing only on the written text is sufficient because live performances can vary greatly depending on the production, making them inconsistent as object of analysis. In contrast, the scholars like McLinter and Buse argue that understanding a playful meaning requires considering multimodal elements like body language, tone, and stage direction. They believe that these aspects are essential to stylistic analysis because they contribute significantly to how the play interpreted, particularly when the performance can be recorded and analyzed repeatedly. And now let's discuss the architecture and dramatic courses. So as you can see in the chart, the addresser 1 is the playwright, is the original creator of the play. So the playwright's intended message includes the theme, idea, and narrative conveyed through the script. So the addressee, the audience, reader who receives and interprets this message while watching or reading the play. So this level represents the broader communication purpose of the play, where the playwright uses characters and dialogue to convey a deeper message or a commentary to the audience. And next is the addresser 2, which is the character is one of the fictional characters in the play. So the spoken dialogue or actions between characters as part of the narrative. And the addressee number 2, the character B, is another character who responds or interacts with a character A. So this level focuses on the direct dialogue or interaction within the fictional world of the play. Characters A and B are communicating as a part of the storyline, and their interactions are overheard by the audience. So this model of dramatic discourse highlights the dual-layered communication in drama, where characters' interactions are crafted to convey meaning to an overhearing audience. So it explains that in dramatic discourse, there are two levels of communication, one between the character on the stage and other directed towards the audience who overhear the conversation. The playwright designs characters' dialogue not just for the character themselves, but also to convey the hidden or additional meanings of to the audience. It incorporates contemporary cognitive and pragmatic approaches that consider the audience background, knowledge, and the contextual nature of meaning, going beyond the simple unidirectional flow of the playwright's message. So this suggests that the modern cognitive and pragmatic theories are applied to this model, acknowledging the meaning is influenced by the audience, prior knowledge, and the specific context of the play. So this view challenges the traditional idea of communication as merely a direct transmission of a fixed message from the playwright to the audience, instead seeing it as a dynamic process shaped by various factors. Next is the multimodal approaches emphasizes the significance of non-verbal elements like gestures and lighting, involving the entire production team in shaping the discourse and potentially creating multiple interpretative layers. So it indicates the multimodal approaches focus on the importance of nonverbal components such as the actors, gestures, and the stage lighting in conveying the meaning of the poem or the play. It acknowledges that these elements shape the production team. The directors, actors, and the designers contribute to the overall communication of the play, adding depth and enabling diverse interpretation by the audience.
So, hi everyone, my name is Nigel and I'll be reporting the current stylistic approaches to drama and performance and a socio-pragmatic and multimodal stylistic analysis of drama. So, the first is the current stylistic approaches to drama and performance. So each theory we will be discussing today helps us understand how dialogues, character interactions, and drama elements create meaning on stage. So let's go. So first, conversational genre and dominance of speech in drama. So drama is often called the conversational genre, which means it's the form of literature that most closely resembles natural conversation. According to Short 1996, according to Short 1996, drama mainly uses dialogue to convey meaning, and conversation is the core of how relationship and narratives develop in a play. So let's see how this conversation structure is analyzed through different theories. So, one of the most significant approaches is social pragmatic theory, which focuses on the social rules and intentions behind speech. The key theories in this category are conversation analysis, Grice's cooperative principle, and speech act theory. So let's start with conversation analysis. This theory studies turn-taking patterns like adjacency pairs and the three-part initiation response follow-up structure. So in drama, these turn-taking norms are often creatively used to show character relationships and dynamics. For example, a character interrupting another's line could reveal tension or a power struggle. So next is Grice's cooperative principle, so which suggests that effective conversation happens because people follow four maxims: quality, quantity, relevance, and manner. In drama, though, characters often flout or intentionally break these maxims. For instance, when a character says something exaggerated or irrelevant, it often hints at a hidden meaning or creates a humorous effect. So now onto the speech act theory. So this theory explains how we can categorize different types of speech, like asking, commanding, or expressing emotions. In a play, these speech acts show character motivations and intentions. For example, a directive, like a command, shows authority. So while an expressive shows emotion. So it helps us understand character relationship and conflicts. Politeness theory explores how characters manage their own and others' face needs, the desire for respect or independence. For example, a character who interrupts another might be threatening their negative face, which could signal disrespect or anger. So this theory helps us analyze the power dynamics and social tactics that characters use in their interaction. Next, we have schema theory, which involves how we use prior knowledge to interpret characters. Culpeper 2001 rather, noted that audiences rely on familiar traits to form impressions of characters, making them seem psychologically real. But these interpretations vary across cultures and historical periods. So the same character might be viewed differently in different eras or settings. So that brings us to historical stylistics, which examines how language and performance norms have evolved over time. So by studying the language used in past plays, we see how audiences' interpretations might shift with changing social norms. So this approach often uses corpus stylistic, analyzing word patterns to track these changes. So, Dixis, which is about language that points to people, places, or times, is crucial for establishing perspective. Words like here or now anchor the audience in a character world. So, Didactic shift theory um, suggests that audiences just mentally shift to follow these references, which pulls them deeper into drama's world or highlights shifts perspective. Finally, the multimodal stylistics looks beyond dialogue to elements like lighting, movement, and sound. So Mucklinter and others analyze these visual grammar features to see how they affect mood, character, relationships, and themes. This approach reminds us that every time we see and hear in a performance, from costumes to gestures, plays a role in storytelling. In summary, these stylistic approaches provide us with valuable tools for analyzing drama. From how characters speak to how they move, uh, each element adds a layer of meaning, making the performance richer and more engaging for audiences. So, at this topic, we will be analyzing a key scene from Private Lives by Noel Coward. You can pause the video or and zoom in to see the act one of the play Private Lives by Noel Coward. So in this scene, we have two honeymooning couples who unknowingly encounter their ex-spouses, Elliot and Amanda. The ex-couple have a comedic and somewhat awkward exchange with dramatic irony playing a major role, as the audience is aware of their past relationships while the characters are not. So this misunderstanding sets the tone for the scene and is key to the unfolding comedy. So, moving on to the social pragmatic features of the scene, the dialogue between Elliot and Amanda is outwardly polite but is laced with underlying tension. For example, Amanda's comment, thoughtful of them to play that, might sound polite, but it's actually sarcastic, highlighting the awkwardness of their situation. So their conversation follows a formal structure with phrases like how interesting and perfectly. So yet there's an irony to their politeness. So gender dynamics are also significant. Amanda takes charge of the conversation while Elliot seems more emotionally vulnerable, setting up an interesting power dynamic. Next, let's discuss the multimodal stylistic elements. So beyond the words spoken, body language and tone of voice add depth to the scene. For example, Amanda's gesture almost of despair contrasts with her otherwise composed demeanor, which shows her emotion struggle. Elliot's "Oh my God" is a clear moment of emotion outburst. I mean, "Oh my God," so revealing more of his true feelings that his formal speech lets on. So additionally, the stage directions, including the characters' movement and positions, are crucial in defining their relationship. So these nonverbal cues help convey the tension between them. So finally, the combination of sociopragmatics and multimodal analysis helps us understand the deeper emotional dynamics between the characters. So the directors and actors' choices, like how they move, their tone, and positioning, contribute to how we interpret their relationship. So the contrast between their formal speech and underlying emotional tension creates comedic irony, so which is central to the humor of the scene. So this tension is what drives the comedy, as their polite conversation masks the emotion and history they share. So in conclusion, by examining the uh, body language, and performance, we get a deeper understanding of the comedic dynamics and complex relationship between Elliot and Amanda. Recommendation for practice. So, drama is more than just what is shown on stage or what characters say to each other. It also involves the use of stage directions and other forms of communications, like gestures and movements. So it will help convey deeper meanings. To fully understand a play, we need to look not just the words but also how the performance is put together, considering things like body language, context, and playwright's intentions. A good analysis of a play should use different methods to explore these aspects. Famous playwrights like Shakespeare's uh, and Beckett are often studied. So, but it's also important to look at plays from outside the Western tradition to get a fuller picture. So that's all, and thank you and God bless.